Women will take advantage of you if you don't have game. Sharp Game coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. So, P.S. and by the way, before I get into what I'm going to talk about, share this video, because this is a very important message. This is something that every guy really needs to understand. Because I used to be one of those guys that used to be under the assumption that if I'm cool with you, you should be cool with me. If I like you, you should like me. If if I treat you good, you should treat me good. I used to assume that, without even talking to the other person or the other woman at all. I used to think like, hey, I'm a cool guy. Why wouldn't anybody like me? Why would anybody hate on me? I never done anything to anybody. I don't write about stuff like that. I used to think just like that. And I used to find myself in certain situations trying to figure out, hey, why would this person take advantage of me like that? They claim they like me, or, she said that she likes me, but she has to get away from me. That doesn't make any sense, right? I used to think like this. The problem was, what you don't know sometimes can hurt you. This is why, if you don't have no game, most people will take advantage of you. I think it's kind of like human nature, though, to be honest. I think it's kind of like human nature. It's like, try going to go to a store and just play dumb. Like you don't know what you know what you're looking for, but you know very little about it. And let's just say there's no price on it, no price tag. You can negotiate. And this person asking you in the store about what you're looking for, they're trying to get a feel of what you want, what you like, all that good stuff. The salesman, right? Now, this salesman, 9 times out of 10 is going to overcharge you. And you never know, because you know very little about the product or the service. And you won't find out if you get overcharged until later. Until you get home or the next day, or until you talk to somebody that already have the same product or service that you just bought. And this happens all the time. People buy cars off these luxury cars, and get overcharged because they don't know. Women get taken advantage of all the time, going to these mechanics because they don't know, or going to these dealerships because they don't know. These mechanics, these dealerships, have women paying for extra stuff to put on their cars that they don't even need, because they don't know. So if you don't know, there's a good chance no one's not gonna tell you. You have to be aware of this. You have to know that these situations could happen even before you go to the car lot, even before you go see the mechanic, even before you go to the store, even before you go to the cell phone place. You have to be aware of this. If you don't know, you have to research and be on your game. You got to stay sharp. If you don't know, you're going to take advantage of it. I remember when I first went to Japan. and I really got a wake up call. Because I was under the assumption that, first off, I didn't know anything about Japan. I really didn't know where Japan was really located on the map. I mean, I didn't hear anything about Japan. I never met anyone that's been to Japan. You know, I didn't. This is in the 90s. This is like 96. I never met anyone that been to Japan before. Even people in the military I knew, they never been to Japan. They've been everywhere else, but not Japan. So I was under the assumption that, hey, you know, they're pretty honest people. You know, they're nice people. Boy, did I get a wake-up call. I realized that me on the outside coming in, I was at a disadvantage because I don't know the culture. I don't understand the language. I can't speak the language. And this is when I learned that I'm being taken advantage of over here. For the first year or two, my first 2 years, I was really being taken advantage of. Because, let me tell you how I picked up on it, how I learned I was being taken advantage of. Because I was with women, and I started meeting a bunch of Japanese people. And I started meeting other women that told me what they did with their men, their Japanese boyfriends or husbands or whatever. And they were saying this is kind of common, traditional within their culture, right? So I'm like, hey, she ain't doing none of that to me, man. I ain't getting none of that type of treatment. So that's when I was like, oh, this chick is she's just slacking, doing the bare minimum. I'm being taken advantage of over here. I'm doing all this extra. I'm doing stuff that most guys in Japan wouldn't do with a woman or wouldn't do for a woman. And if you're on the outside coming in, you're not going to know this. You're not going to know everything. That's just what it is. It's kind of like if you go to any environment, a new environment, and if you've never been there before, you're not familiar with anything, you're going to get got. You're going to get taken advantage of. That's a given. But you can minimize. You can minimize that. You know? I'm going to tell you something that happens all the time. When you go to a country that you've never been before, the money exchange, currency exchange is different. Right? So what happens is a lot of these people are selling stuff all the time on the street or maybe at some flea market or maybe could be even be at the mall. A lot of these places. Excuse me. And what happens is a lot of these people will try to overcharge you. Sometimes charge you double the price. Because they know the currency exchange. They know the dollar amount. They know what it equals. Because a lot of these countries will take dollars if you got them. You know, they'll take whatever you got. They know the exchange rate of almost every type of bill from almost any type of country. Because these people have been in business for a long time. So they seen the dollar. They seen the yen. They seen the pound. They seen whatever bill you have. Whatever currency money you have. They seen it all. These people have been in business for a long time. And so they'll pull that calculator out, hit them numbers real quick. Okay, this is equivalent to this and that or whatever, blah, 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 this and that. And they do it so fast, you know. And they speak in their own language amongst each other. So a lot of times you don't know what they saying. A lot of times when they speak amongst each other, they're gaming you, trying to take advantage of you. But if you don't know, this is why you shouldn't take the first offer that you get. Never take the first offer. See, these other groups of people, for the most part, outside of America, outside of any Europe, westernized country, they've been raised to negotiate. Here in America, it's like, hey, if that's the price, well, that's what we pay. These other groups of people aren't like that. You know, and that's how it is. You know, they're raised differently. They have street smarts. A lot of these other groups of people in these other countries. But here in America, you know, a lot of these guys, you know, they're beta dudes. They depend on the system for everything. They want to control the woman, come up with all these laws and rules and policies on the job, and you know, that's their thing. Just control and try to dominate you with using the system. You know. So this is why I always say, if you don't know, you don't know. And no one's going to really tell you until you seek out the information that you really need to know. And I talk a lot about this in my book, Love Can't Wait. And in that book, I kind of flipped the game. Instead of trying to run after, chase the women you want, chase success, why not become so attractive? Why not become so different? People can't resist. Women can't resist. They would have to be like, hey, who's that guy? Because a wise man once told me, if the higher the emotions go, logic goes out the window. So remember that. If you don't remember anything else from this video, when you're dealing with women, the higher the emotions go, logic goes out the window. So whatever preconceived notions she had, isms, biases, all that stuff is logical BS, brainwashing. But when she get once her emotions get all tied up inside her, once those chemicals start going off inside her, all that trash, that's out the window. And this works on anyone. That's the game that I laid out in Love Can't Wait. And I took it to the next level in my last book, my newest book, Boss Life Secrets. That's the game that I laid out. And the good news is, most guys are not doing what I wrote. I don't see most guys living that life. But you can live that life. Go get my books, Love Can't Wait and Boss Life Secrets. Read it 5 to 10 times. Go on Amazon.com. Cop that. Or just click the link below. Love Can't Wait and Boss Life Secrets. And I challenge you, if you read those books 5 to 10 times, you never see relationships and women the same again. And I've been saying this for the past 6 years. And I've gotten, I don't know how many comments I've gotten at this point. I don't know how many emails I've gotten at this point. It's changed guys' lives. Change people's lives, man. You know? So, hey, tell me what you think below. Like this video, share this video. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.